Governments can also help to solve this adverse selection of sellers. There's various ways in which governments can do that. One example is that they can create laws that mandate the revelation of particular types of information in order to allow the buyers to have a more full set of information when they're making their choices. An example of that is when you're selling a house, you're required to disclose to buyers whether or not there's any lead paint in the house. Lead paint is lead is a neurotoxin, and in principle, if there's lead paint in a house, then somebody could consume that paint and get really sick. So in order to sell a house, one of the documents you're required to provide to a buyer is a lead paint disclosure, which describes whether or not there is any lead paint in the house. Lying on that form can get you a fine of, I think it's $10,000, and there's the potential for time in jail if you lie on that form as well. Let's have a look at the bottom one there. Governments can require you to be licensed to practice in a particular profession, like in order to act as a medical professional, you're going to require licensing from the state medical board, I think it is. So if you're going to be a doctor, for example, if you're going to practice medicine as a doctor, then the government can require you to prove in some way that you are qualified to act as a doctor. That last one on the list there is going to look really strange. Minimum peanut content in peanut butter, but I actually find this story really fascinating. I've got links down below where you can go if you would like more information. But it used to be back in the day that companies would put out peanut butter without that many peanuts in it. And there was this big fight over peanut butter regulations and what percentage of a jar of peanut butter had to be peanuts in order to qualify it as peanut butter. We've settled in the end on a standard of 90%, so that now if you sell something that has fewer than 90% peanuts in it, you're required to not call it peanut butter in order to not not give false information to your buyers.